What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the What If series. And man, do we have some great things to go over today. So, oh man, it's been a great day. I am feeling great right now. I'm feeling like nice and like frothy in the gym, you know. So this day was a pull day, but it was lat focused on our back. So a lot of lat work going into this day. And then the next day, or the next pull day that you see, we're gonna go ahead and hit more like traps, rhomboids, kind of fill out our upper back a little bit more. That being said, something I want to talk about today is just like, I thought this was funny. I was in like the middle of my kind of working, you know, on this little rack, and the guy was like, "Oh, I got you," and he starts cleaning it when I was about to start just getting into it. But no hate for this guy's doing his job, keeping the machine nice and you know, maintained, so it's all good. But I think that something I wanted to talk about today is not only just getting this stuff done, man, but like finding places to have fun doing it, you know? Like being able to kind of relate things to what brings, you know, what usually brings a smile to your face, and then like where you're at now. For example, you know, a few weeks ago I had like a really tough day, and it was like, you know, shit was hitting the fan or whatever. And I was always a big emotional eater, like, oh, shit's not going my way, like, let me just go get some wings, you know, like, let me have a nice In-N-Out burger, and that's gonna make me feel better. And so, knowing that about myself, I decided, hey, I'm gonna go to Stater Brothers, I'm gonna get myself a nice juicy fucking ribeye steak, and I'm gonna cook that, and that's gonna make me feel better, and it's gonna get me closer to my macros and keep me, you know, online for all of my goals. And so I think that finding ways to kind of finding interchangeable things, you know, that can still keep you going in the right direction, but makes you feel satiated, like, as a person, not just like as far as filling your tummy, but like in general, you know, like feel how you want to feel. So that being said, you know, there's a lot of stuff when you're going to the gym consistently and trying to get things done, and even if it's not the gym, even if you're trying to, you know, take this course and get this certificate or get this degree, and you're working really hard towards that, and it can feel monotonous, you know, studying and putting all your effort into it, not getting immediate results. And that can be the hardest thing for a lot of people, is just hoping for that instant gratification. You know, that's the kind of society that we live in now, is just instant gratification. Like, oh, if I don't see the results or feel the results in the next couple days, then it's not worth my time. But something that I knew going into this is that this is going to be down the road. You know, we're not going to reach our goals for about a year and a half, even if it takes longer than that. So setting your expectations to the fact that it's going to take a long time and it's going to be rough, setting those expectations for yourself is going to help you build a little bit better of endurance, you know, in the beginning. And my lats were feeling good this day, by the way. But knowing where you can take those little shortcuts, like, I'm an emotional eater, so I'm gonna have a ribeye, you know, and it's gonna get me a bunch of protein. Like, all that stuff, it really helps, you know. And I'm gonna give you guys a sneak preview into our in-body. So we wanted to get the in-body done on the 1st, but our NutriShop was getting their in-body worked on. So it was getting serviced. It wasn't available for us for a couple weeks, but it was today. And man, so let me tell you guys, just a sneak preview, because I'm still gonna do its own, like, you know, in-body check-in and everything. But we are almost under 290. So since we've started this channel and been doing it on here, we're coming down from about 330. But overall, from the beginning stages, like when I was at my heaviest and wanted to, you know, decided I wanted to start getting in better shape and things like that, I was at 360, you know, at my biggest, when I was like, all right, I can't get any bigger than this, because this is already horrible for my body, horrible for my mind. And I think that, you know, David Goggins sums it up really well, talking about his journey coming from 300 pounds and having to lose 108 pounds, you know, in 2 months or 3 months or whatever. But there's no happy hormones. There's no good biochemistry going on when you're 300 pounds, you know? Like, everything in you tells you can't do it. It tells you that this shit is going to be rough, and mentally it's a big wall that you don't think that you can scale. And no one knows that until you're really there, you know? Everyone's like, oh, well, why don't you just go to the gym? Why don't you just start working out? Why don't you just eat better? You know, like, and that's so easy to say, like, if you have never experienced being 300 pounds. Like, being 300 pounds, dude, like, or over, I was 360, you know, being that size, like, I'm getting winded, you know, going up a flight of stairs. And, like, everything, man. Like, I didn't want to walk. You could ask my friends, like, we would do stuff, and I'd be like, no, we're gonna drive there. Like, I don't want to be walking all day, this and that, you know. Like, I just wasn't fun to take places. Like, and I had to have like accommodations. I got to a point where I would sit in booths, and the table would be against my stomach, and that's, oh man, that sucks, dude. Like, that's awful. And so once you make that decision, it's like a culmination of all these things have to come together for you to just get sick of it and say, you know what? No matter what, like, this is gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna do this for myself. And I'm happy to tell you guys that we weighed in on our in-body today at 290.2. No, I'm sorry, 291.2. But we are right there. And the crazy part is I have 107.1 lean pounds of muscle mass, which isn't the most that I've had during this phase of going back to the gym and getting everything back together. But it's the same amount of muscle mass that I had when I was 325. And so it went up a little bit, and then now it's starting to go back down as I'm losing more and more weight. And that's fine. That's why I know I had a comment before saying, hey, if you're about 300 pounds, why are you going to stop cutting in October? Why wouldn't you just get all the way down? Well, that's because I'm losing muscle mass as I'm losing fat mass as well. So I'm going to cut down to a certain point, but then I have to bulk back up because my frame was made to have muscle. And but the 107.1 pounds of muscle that I have right now is the same amount that I had when I weighed 35 more pounds, basically, you know? So cutting is all about trying to preserve as much muscle as you can while cutting out fat mass, and I think I'm doing just that, man. Like, we are primed and greased and ready to go. Like, that fucking pumps me up, man. Plus, I've been feeling so good in the gym. Just new routine. You know, we're getting in our 300 grams of protein a day. And we are just like a train on the tracks, bro, that's not going to stop going. And I'm still getting to that point where, you know, I'm getting like the happy hormones and, like, you know, the drive and the energy too. But it's, oh, this is the most plates that fit on this little thing. I was looking for a 45, but I couldn't find one, so I think that's a 35. But I was trying really hard to just like slow down on the eccentric work on this lat workout, and really kind of like build up my lats. And dude, my lats for the next couple days were just fried, which I love it, man. Like, I love that they can be fried, but they're not cramping. But I'm still aware that, you know, they got some good work in. And it was the same way like for the push day that I had after that, where like my chest and my shoulders and everything else was just tight. But I'm so excited because from our last weigh-in, we were trying so hard to be under 300. And the one before that. So since June 15th, when we went in for that in-body, we were really hoping to be under 300 pounds. And on June 15th, we were 300.4 pounds. And then we gained 2.5 pounds of muscle by the end of that month. But we put on 4 pounds total. We were at 304. And so that was about a month and a half ago. Since then, we're down 13 pounds. So, pounds isn't everything. I'm all about muscle mass and body fat percentage, but with the lightening of the load on the pounds, like, I'm still at about 35% body fat. But that's the whole reason for bulking back up, and then we're gonna finish our whole cut after. But this cut, this monumental cut, we're gonna run through October for sure. Maybe into November. We'll see where we're at. So right now, today's the 13th. Oh, we did these for some rear delt work and also some upper back work, which I really liked them. These little cable crossbacks. I did these because the rear delt machine wasn't available, and because I wanted to do the shrugs on here anyways. But I really wanted to see how deep I could feel that if I pulled it all the way across. because like our back never really gets to stretch that far, you know, as far as coming all the way across and having resistance up here. So I'm really testing the limits of, not the limits, but testing out my body and seeing like what feels right in different circumstances. And I'm in this huge guinea pig phase with myself where like I'm still figuring things out, and I'm months in, and it's so cool, man. Like, I've been having the best time. Last month I was really low energy. I cut my calories too much, tried to go at too hard of a deficit. So right now I'm just going for consistency, going for consistent weight off. So today's the 13th. If by the end of this month, in the next 2.5 weeks, right now I'm about 290. If I can be under 285, and that's, you know, weight that stays off, I'll be happy, man. Like 2.5 pounds per week. I'm trying to do measurable, attainable goals that are gonna sustain, you know, because like I said at the beginning of this, man, our target is 100 yards out. So every step I can get closer to that. Look at this little back. Yeah. And my shoulders and my traps, and like where my shoulder meets my chest right here and everything. I'm feeling like I'm looking a lot better, man. But I know you guys are seeing me like post, you know, every couple days, and you might be seeing the same progression that you saw last week. But let me tell you, based off of the paperwork, man, we have the same muscle and we're down 35 pounds. We're doing what we came out to do, man. Like, we're not stopping. If anything, we're pushing more forward with this new dialed in regimen that we got. And eventually, you know, I'll down the calories a little bit once I see myself plateau. But right now, with doing my in-body and everything, my hydration levels are still good. Everything's still good, man. And we're not changing what we're doing right now, because we are feeling monstrous up in that gym, bro. So I hope you guys are getting in the gym, man. I hope you're getting after it. And I hope that we can help each other out, man. Like this little community that we got going here, man. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the trajectory. And just the same thing with the gym, man. You can't fail if you never stop trying, right? So that's my mentality. But find ways to have fun throughout your training and throughout whatever you're doing. Give yourself little rewards and pats on the back. It doesn't always have to be that serious, man. But thank you guys very much for tuning in. I feel like a big gust of wind, you know, has come back in my sails, and we are full speed ahead, baby. By the end of our cut, we should be about 260. So we still have, you know, September and October to get that done. That's 30 more pounds. So we'll see. 260 is the goal. You know, might wish for a star fall on a cloud type of deal. But we're going to push ourselves. That's why we might keep the cut going in November, because I don't want to do no crash fad diet where, you know, I drop 15 pounds in a week, but then I gain it all back and then some a week later. Like, that's, I'm over all that stuff. So if I have to lower my calorie intake, we'll do that, but that'll come at a time and place where my body's telling me to, you know? So until then, hey man, I hope someone did something nice for you, or I'm sorry, I hope you did something nice for somebody today, and I hope somebody did something nice for you today, because you deserve it. You definitely do. And it's okay if that person's yourself, man. It's okay if you're the person that did something nice to yourself, you know? Something nice for you. Like, get that in your mind, man. You deserve good shit. Do good shit to other people. And I believe that you will get that back. But yeah, man. Hopefully you guys are feeling what I'm feeling. It's electricity in this air, man. Let's go. We're going to keep it pushing. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for being here for this one. Thank you very much.